This is Mindset Mastery, and today we are with Tavier. You can look at the middle one. Say what's up.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah. I got Tavier here with me, and JP. Tavier, what's your full name?
Tavier. Xavier, but with a T. Simple. And
Tavier.
then, yes. Yep. And then Lugo Flowers got two last names.
Hey.
Tavier nice. Lugo Flowers.
Tavier. It's like
Yes,
Xavier with the T.
Xavier, but with a T.
Look at that, Tavier. I've been saying Tavier.
Tavier. Javier. I get it all. Get it all.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. Okay, cool, bro. So tell me about your story. Tell us about your story. Like, what was life growing up for you? What was it like? Did you have a tough upbringing, or was it a pretty chill one, you feel like?
I would say it was tough later on. Well, I grew up, so I'm the oldest. I got two younger sisters. We had a perfect childhood basically until I was about 5 or so. Parents started arguing and all that, like just a lot of verbal abuse. So I grew up around that. And then once I hit 7 years old, they divorced. And basically once my dad left, he basically told me, like, you know, you got to take care of these girls. They're our girls. You got to be the man of the house and just take care of them. So at a young age, I definitely had to grow up super quick. 7 years old, I was making my mom food, dinner, and all that. Like tucking the girls into bed. I was doing a lot, helping them with their homework because my mom couldn't.
Yeah,
it was a lot growing up. But my dad, he was still around. He was still around me. He helped me. He introduced me to boxing, so that taught me a lot. And then after that, it was just like he taught me a lot of hard work, and then I just ran with it for real. I mean, I grew up in two different areas, like a good area and then a bad area. When I was boxing, I was like in the hood for real. So I saw a lot of stuff, been through a lot. But God saved me through it all for sure.
Now, did you grow up in Cincinnati, or because that's where we're in Dayton right now? But
Yep. I grew up in Cincinnati. Yeah, I would say that. Okay. Cincinnati, downtown, and a lot of areas. And then I grew up in Mainville, Ohio. It's kind of, I wouldn't say small, but kind of small, like near Mason, Ohio. So yeah, that's where I grew up for real.
Dang.
Yep.
That's wild. Now, how old are you?
I'm 20. Just turned 20.
Just turned 20 years old?
20.
Shoot. Part of the reason why, I wanted to have you on the podcast is because so he's wearing all this UC apparel
for sure.
because just tell us what just happened.
I just got a opportunity to walk on to UC football. So, I'm gonna run with it.
Let's go.
I'm gonna run with it. Thankful.
What was that like, walking into, like, knowing that there's scholarship kids there, knowing that there's people that they've already picked,
and
that you're not one of them that they've picked?
It definitely gives me more of a drive for sure to just go in and take what I feel like I deserve for real. So, going in, like, I knew that, and I put in a lot of work, obviously, and then just went in with confidence. That's a huge thing too.
Yeah, going
in with confidence and a little bit of swagger too, and just get after it, do what I do.
Yeah.
So you say you put in the work. What, like, tell us the amount, or like
before we get into the deep part of it, because I do want to hear more about your story. You're not just a football player or a football athlete. You're not just an athlete.
No,
you're a business owner.
Yes, sir.
How many businesses do you have?
Right now, two businesses right now.
Nice. 20 years old, two businesses, and now a collegiate athlete.
I still could put more effort into it. I got a lot going on, but I'm a tattoo artist, and then I have a clothing brand called Moonwalker.
Okay.
Which is, I got that name from a quote. It says, "Don't tell me the sky's the limit when there have been footprints on the moon." So I named it Moonwalker because of that. Just to inspire people to, break the limits off their life,
That's cool right there. That clip.
For sure. For sure.
Yo, okay. You have some real estate too, right?
Real estate. I recently stopped that. It was a lot going on, but I'm gonna definitely pick it back up for sure. But I did have an Airbnb for about a year.
Are you selling that?
No, I was actually doing I was doing rental arbitrage, so I gave it back to the landlord.
Yeah.
I like it, man. That dude. We could talk all about just rental arbitrage and all that stuff. I love that stuff.
I love it too, man.
Yeah, it's such a good way to make money.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, okay, two businesses, which, you post your tattoo stuff all the time. It's awesome.
Yeah,
You're, Moonwalker. You've been crushing it with that stuff. And now collegiate athlete.
Yeah.
You know, that's a lot of stuff you got going on.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. But, you know, it's all going to be worth it at the end for sure. Putting in the work, man.
Yeah.
It's going to work.
What are you studying at UC?
I'm studying right now business, but I'm switching over to finance in the spring.
Oh, nice.
It was too late for me to switch for the fall semester, so I got to wait a little bit.
Yeah.
They go hand in hand, so I don't got to restart or nothing. So,
Is this your first year at UC?
this is my first year.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So first year of college altogether?
First year of college, first year of playing, freshman.
Nice, man. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, it's a lot for sure.
Dude, so you're going into this, you know, you're 20 years old. You got 2 businesses on your belt, collegiate athlete. Tell me a little bit about, you know, growing up with, did you have any mentors? Did you have any people in your life that inspired you to be a business owner or to do things that's not the norm?
I would say, well, my mom, she's a hairstylist. She's been a hairstylist and a business owner for all my life. Now that I think about it, she's that inspired me. But the mental part, I feel as if my dad definitely instilled that like hard work and dedication in me because, you know, we was in the gym 7 days a week, 6 days a week, 3 hours a day.
Boxing?
Yes, boxing is brutal. I would say it's the hardest sport in the world. Maybe I'm biased, I don't know, but it's hard.
I boxed for a while.
You did?
Sheesh.
Yeah.
I mean,
Boxing is different.
I ain't never done nothing like that.
Boxing is different.
It is, man. It's a whole different animal.
I folded boxes.
Nah, that's not that type of
That's
boxing.
not boxing. It is
Yeah,
boxing.
that's unboxing. But yeah, man.
Goes on YouTube pulling stuff out.
Yeah, nah, not that. It's brutal. But
Yo.
yeah, man. I feel as if, you know, my dad definitely like, cause he was struggling while he was helping me out. You know, at one time he was just homeless at one point, and I had to witness that. You know, see him like sleep in the car and all that. Struggle to, you know, get a home, you know, find a home, and it was just tough on him. And he was in college at the time. He was actually going to UC.
Really?
He was going to UC, studying, and still taking me to the gym. It was a lot of hard work I saw in him that, like, you know, rubbed off on me.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was definitely the inspiration for sure.
Yeah, to see somebody else like we talked about this yesterday, like not be motivated but have drive.
Yeah.
Like I think too many people get motivation and drive mixed up.
Yeah.
Like drive and motivation are 2 separate things, man.
Definitely.
Like I can motivate you all day long. I can tell you a bunch of cool stuff, show you, you know, all these
Yeah.
like, you know, real cool memes and stuff like that. I'm like, oh yeah, and motivate you. But if you don't have the drive, if you don't have like that grit, that grind, like that's what it takes. That drive.
That drive. That's what's gonna drive you to take action. That's a very important part. Like motivation, you can have it for a little bit, but that drive.
The thing about motivation is you got to keep watering motivation.
Yeah.
That's true.
For sure.
You know, you got like, oh man, like that kind of that quote.
Yeah.
It's like going to church, man. It's like people like fired up on Monday because they just got some Jesus in them.
Yeah.
And then like by Saturday they're like,
I don't know about this anymore.
Comes and motivates them again. But the people that like that have drive, the people that like are driven to live for God and live for something bigger, man, and like driven to change their mindset. Yeah, that's where you get dangerous.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's pause real quick. I just want to make sure that middle camera is recording. Can you check that?
It is.
You can see it?
Turn it on.
I just want to double check. My paranoid self is always like, oh, triple check 7 times. Yeah, you jerk. I'm always like that, dude. I'm like, okay, is it on? Is it not?
That's the money shot.
100%, bro. That's all of us. That's all of us on camera right now. So cool. All right, so we just went through, you know, a little bit about backstory. You did have motivators in your life, but not just motivators. You had mentors.
Yeah.
Your dad was a big influence in that. Your mom was also an influence in the business side. You know, so now Tavier is 20 years old. What are some goals or some things that you're looking forward to? You know, what are your things you're dreaming of, and like, what do you want to do?
The goal is definitely the NFL for sure. You know, after high school, I lost a spark in football, but you know, last summer, like God really put something in my heart. Like I just heard it. Like you were too good to just leave. So come back to it. Trust me. work hard. I got to this point, you know, I'm still grinding to make it to the NFL, obviously. And then
what team?
Man, I love Houston, but I got a connection with the Bengals. I love the Bengals. You know, it'd be nice to stay home for sure.
Yeah.
But another thing as well, I love, you know, finance. You know, I just want to get into investing and stuff, you know, stocks and, you know, trading and all that. Maybe get back into real estate as well and just, you know, pursue my clothing brand as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got a couple things and a couple irons in the fire that you're looking at.
Main thing is the NFL though, for sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
so that's
sure. That definitely catapults you into a whole different like realm.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, even if you're the lowest paid player, just mess that all up. If you're the lowest paid player in the NFL, it still catapults you into a 100%. Especially with your mindset, like the fact that you know how to invest, you know like what it takes to make business, you know what it is to make the hard decisions. Like I think money in life only amplifies the people that we are. You know, and that's why when some people like go to the NFL, you know, I've got friends, I have tons of friends that have been to the NFL, and I've got some friends like Roger White. He a guy I graduated with. The dude lives in West Dayton, and like a little bitty tiny house, has no money. Signed a multi-million-dollar deal when he went to the NFL, but he didn't have that. He didn't have that mindset. He didn't have that like that multiplication mindset. Like, oh my God, like if I go to the NFL, this only puts me this much further ahead. You know, it's not like this money means anything because money's a tool anyways, man. Money doesn't have any value. Can't buy happiness. No. It can make you happy though. Don't get me wrong, money make you happy. but it'll buy you things that make you happy, which is time. So if you look at it that way, man, like all you're doing is buying years of your life back that you don't have to put into a job for somebody else. And that NFL, man, that catapults you really quick.
It can change that situation real quick.
That's the goal, man.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
So let's talk a little bit about mindset. And I want to take it from the perspective of, you know, you in high school. Because, dude, I remember, you know, you were, was it 4 years ago? You were crushing it in football. And then all of a sudden you got an injury. What was that like, you know, being in that aspect? And if that injury hadn't happened, you'd probably be in a different position right now. I mean, I feel like it's safe to say because you just walked on. I feel like, or maybe it wasn't. You know, maybe it wasn't safe to say.
Well, in high school, I was battling a lot, man. Like a lot of depression, anxiety for sure. You know, a feeling like of abandonment, I would say.
Why?
It was a lot of. Well, I had a blended family. It started there. I don't want to go too deep in it, but you know, I just felt that way. I was going through a lot. So in high school, I feel as if when it came to football, I got to let my emotions out, but at the same time, it was still like running over me, you know. And then like you said, I was playing freshman through junior year. I had some good plays and all that, good years. Before senior year, I transferred to another high school. And right before the season started, I injured my quad tendons. You know, I had to get PRP injections. I was out for like 3 months. So that kind of sucked. It definitely helped, but it still sucked that I missed 3 months of football. And then the senior year came, and then we got a whole new coaching staff. They brought their players and whatnot. It's kind of like a political game, I would say. And a lot of people said, and I even think, you know, I kind of got played in high school. You know, I never got help with offers. I never even went on a college visit. You know, I never got to try on the uniform and, you know, posting on social media and whatnot. I never got that. I had to work for everything. I was hitting up coaches. I was sending film out. So I feel like, I don't know. It was a political game, I say. But I definitely could have worked harder, but, you know, I had to shift my mindset, take a little break. So
why'd you have to shift your mindset, and what'd you shift your mindset to?
It started with God. I didn't know him in high school. You know, after high school, I found true peace, joy, and, you know, my mindset just shifted to like positivity and to just keep working harder, you know. And nothing's gonna come easy, so, you know, I just sacrificed a lot and just kept working.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Work hard.
Look at that
I'm telling you, man, nobody cares if you have a bad day. Nobody cares if if you like, Azaria, like, I talk to her all the time about it. I'm like, she's like, oh man, I'm sore. But I'm like, nobody cares.
Yeah,
nobody cares. Everybody just wants that result.
Yeah.
They want to talk about you if you don't get the result.
Yep.
So
that's all they see.
Yeah, it's it. So nobody cares, like, if you've had a bad day, like, and like, I really live by this. Like,
it's on your shirt right now. Like, show.
And it really, it's a life thing where, like, like, people come into our business, stuff like that. Like man, it took drive to start, to start a business, but like, for have employees come in, like, and they have excuses. You're like, I don't care. Yeah. Like, I just want results. And that's the thing, man. It's is that drive. And it's funny that you, like, I remember watching you, like, because we went to church together for a while, and this dude is like your brother's keeper. Like, whenever you're around his sister or his mom, like, this dude is locked on you. Like, so like your defensive, like, I mean, you can see that in your mind, like, how you want to defend, like, your family, how you want to defend, and like, and that's a whole different mindset. Like, and you can see it all over you, man. Yeah. And like, I like that for Cincinnati, because like, you have that, like, that something in you, like, because I'm always like, like, I'll walk up and talk to his mom, and then I look around and Tay's looking at me. I'm like,
from around the corner,
like, bro, he's locked in from all the way across the room. Like, but he's always like, like, his brother's keeper, and like, that's big, man, in your mindset as far as like defense and like your team and stuff like that. And it just shows like how deeply compassionate you are about that. So
I like listening to people who. One of my favorite people is David Goggins, just to listen to, especially because he's a monster with what he does in his life. He's just ridiculous. But he always, and other people as well, but they always talk about, especially the motivational people. They're telling you, they say, you put yourself where you're at. Yeah. You can get yourself out of where you want to be, or where you are to where you want to be. And I feel like that's 100% true. Being from two different perspectives, one, you, and then, you overcame all kinds of stuff coming out of homelessness. You were a collegiate athlete, messed up a little bit, went to the Army, left that.
Just straightened up a little
and
bit.
Then you were homeless for a while, at different points in your life, to now you're a business owner with all kinds of, you have multiple employees, you multi-million-dollar business, you have multiple businesses, and you keep striving for more and not letting yourself, fall short. And then, looking at your perspective, you weren't picked, you weren't given the opportunity, but you made the most out of what you had and took yourself out of your situation and said, I don't care. And you felt like you heard from God. So you're like, I'm going to make this happen because I know something's on my side to change the situation, which I feel like a lot of people don't do, or they neglect the fact that there is more out there for them. Yeah. They neglect the fact that you can overcome this situation. It's not going to look pretty doing it. You're not going to build the muscles by sitting on the couch. You're not going to make money.
You could.
I mean, build some fat, but it's too often people are just okay with, or want that McDonald's result.
Yeah.
They want that. I want it now. I want to order my Uber and I want it to come to me now, and I want to have it. My DoorDash. Give me my stuff now.
Yeah. And like, you'll see this, like, I mean, you see this in business. Like, everybody thinks that, like, oh yeah, you got rich overnight, or you got money overnight, or you're an overnight success. Like, you walked on to the Bearcats, and now you get a scholarship. Now you're going to school. Now you have all this stuff. It just happened overnight.
Yeah,
dude, they don't see the hours you put in, like doing drills by yourself, like running, lifting, like all that stuff.
Or here's the other side to it: they did see you. They did see you putting in that work. They did see you doing these things, but what did they do? They're probably making fun of you. Or they're probably saying, look at this kid trying to show off, or look at this kid trying to be good, or look at this kid. And now it's like, you did it, and they're like, oh, yo, I seen you do it the whole time. Like, I know.
I knew you could do it.
I know.
Had that a lot yesterday.
Everybody reached out to you.
Tell me about that.
Man, I don't know, bro. It was just...
Put somebody on blast right now.
I don't want to. No.
Here it comes.
Just a lot of people, man, that just hit me up. I like it. Congrats, but,
yeah,
they wasn't doing that back then, so.
Bro.
Yeah, man.
Let it be known. I told him I wanted to try to film with him before he got like before the summer started. I was like, yo, we got to do something. So let it be known. It's on camera.
Yeah, man. It was dope, man. It was dope.
Yeah, but
That feeling is like, when everybody's like, now they're in your corner. Before they weren't in your corner, or they might have been like kind of like halfway, but they're talking about you like, hey man, this fool think he's gonna walk on the UC.
Did you have any of those experiences?
Honest.
That were like, why are you trying to do this?
Nah, I didn't. I never told nobody. I'm a big believer in just like working in silence. You feel me? And then I'm gonna pop off. That was
a
me.
big mouth, so I can't.
He does. It's huge.
I got a big mouth once I'm in it, but once I'm in the process, I don't tell nobody. You feel me? There was only a few people I told and whatnot, but those people I trust. You feel me? So
I get an idea, man, and I'm like, everybody's gotta know. I'm gonna speak life into that idea.
It depends. Yeah, I feel you. It depends though, but this I kind of kept on the low.
That's good though, man.
Yeah,
that's good. It's that in silence, man. That's something I want to learn.
Hustle in silence.
Hustle in silence.
A lot of people judge, man. I just don't got time for it, man. They try to like put you down if you tell them what you're gonna do and whatnot. So
the biggest way to kill a big dream, or the easiest way to kill a big dream, is tell a small-minded person.
Facts.
Because they will bring you back in. No, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Man.
But also, man, like they hold you accountable because they're like, oh, I thought you were gonna go out and work out.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, dude, let me get up.
Yeah, some people. Yeah. And sometimes it be your family too.
Bro, okay.
Like small-minded people, I don't know.
Okay.
I had to keep it in, for sure.
Have you ever, it sounds like you've experienced that.
I experienced, a lot.
That's what's up.
I don't know. Yeah, they just, like if I tell them, they're just going to wear me down, I would say.
Yeah.
Like I'll lose motivation, I would say.
Do you feel like you're a dreamer and that you can see things or see where you want to go without it actually being in front of you? Or do you have to have like this whole written out plan of what it?
Nah, I dream it. I dream
Visionary?
it.
Bro.
No, for real. I do. And like I be praying and then it happens in my dreams and whatnot. Like it's real. Like
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That you're in a room with two other ones, so that's why I was like, because it's crazy. I bought my house, with my wife 4 years ago, 5 years ago maybe, and it was disgusting. We bought it for dirt cheap. Like there was rotted flooring, and the walls were gross, and it had all kinds of issues.
It's made out of cinder blocks. So
Yeah,
it's like
the entire.
I think I saw that.
Gosh, it was awful, but it's come from that, and even people who saw the house before we bought it were like, "Yo, like you guys are getting that house." To after it's been 4 years now, and somebody who saw the house 5 years ago, went and helped my mother-in-law move something out of the house, and was like, "Oh my gosh, like." This is the house. This is that same house. Like, man, I wish I could have this house, to before they were hating on it, people were hating on it drastically. And it's not perfect still, but I still have a vision and I can see what the potential is for this place. And I could see it back then. My wife was like, I don't want to do this. Can we just get into another house that, is already done and pretty? And I'm like, babe, trust me. Our mortgage payment's going to be like super low. And then on top of that, we're going to have a decent house. It's going to take a little time. So it was just cool to see that. And I see other things like that, especially in business and even with you. I tell them all the time, I'm like, bro, I can see it clear as day. I can't see it right now, but I can see it clear as day. Like, dude, you're going to like blow up and be like a gazillionaire here soon. And I just want to be next to you when it happens. But it's crazy to see those things, and being around you and seeing the drive that you've had. I see that same thing. I see, I'm not like a prophet or anything, but like I can see where you're going. I can see the trajectory of your life because of the drive that you have. It's so much easier to see it because of how it's like an arrow that's moving. You know what direction it's going in. Yeah, it's been fired, and it looks like your arrow has already been fired, and you know where you're going. Yeah. So it's kind of easy to visualize those things,
For sure.
So I do this all the time. Like I can say like if I won the lottery, I can spend every single dollar like in my head, and it drives my wife nuts. I'm like, man, I would have this. I'd do this. I'd buy this business. I'd buy this, like apartment complex. I'd do this, and she's like, why do you even do that? Say you sign that NFL ticket. How are you going to spend the first $10 million?
How am I gonna do it?
How you gonna spend the first $10 million?
Probably help my dad out for sure. Help my parents out. Probably sisters out a little bit. And then just be smart with my money. I'm not gonna get no fat mansion and whatnot. I'm gonna get
it's pointless.
I'm gonna get a nice crib, you know, a nice crib, small, not too small, but you know, nothing crazy, no crazy cars or nothing. You know, just invest it. That's all.
Yeah.
But
because every dollar that doesn't make you $1 is a waste.
It's a waste.
Yeah.
Down the drain. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely be smart with it for sure.
There you go.
That's what I tell my wife. I'm like, man, if I won the lottery, because I ain't going to the NFL. That's gone. Like that's woo.
We're past that time.
Yeah, and I'm not fighting anymore. The only thing I'm fighting now is obesity. So
Obesity. Nah.
freaking, I'm against the ropes right now. So I'm
Obesity's winning.
So I'm looking
Same,
towards the lottery now.
I'm looking at you like, bro, I'm so self-conscious right now.
Nah. Y'all look good, man.
Yeah. Joey would just like to have one chin.
Yep. I'm struggling with like 4 right now.
Yeah, like if I stroke that winning ticket of lottery, which I don't even play the lottery, but like if I stroke that winning ticket, man, like I know that right off the top, man, I would take $20 million and just invest that day.
Yeah.
That day before I bought a popsicle, like I would invest $20 million like that day, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
And just be set and let that money work for me. I get that because that's the goal, man. The goal is like, you know, with your businesses and stuff like that, it should be that you want to get that mailbox money.
Yeah.
That money, like have somebody making money for you while you sleep. That's wealth right there, buddy.
That's the
It's
goal.
freedom.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Freedom. I like
Freedom.
that.
Yeah.
Because that's ultimately what we're looking for. We just want that freedom. You know,
Yeah.
to be able to shut off for months.
Oh, bro.
Weeks.
Working hours and hours and hours and hours. All I'm trying to do is buy freedom for my family.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all I'm trying to do.
Like you said, that time.
Yeah.
Gotta have that time back.
No.
Yeah. It's the only thing you don't get.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that you spend that you don't get.
Yep.
You get nothing back on it. So
Yeah. And I mean, till science catches up and who knows what happens then, but whatever.
take your head and put it on someone else's body.
Okay, Tay, you let's talk about the drive mindset, because that's a different mindset in itself that you have to have, especially going through what you've gone through just now. You know, you were this whole summer. I remember us talking before everything started, and I was like, "Yo, what do you got going on in your life? What are you doing?" And you're like, "Man, I'm planning on going to UC Cincinnati. I'm planning on, you know, playing football in college." I'm like, "What do you mean?" And you're like, "Well, I'm gonna grind it out. I'm gonna do my workouts all summer, and then hopefully next spring I'll be playing football."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, let's see what happens. You know, I'm gonna be watching you. Let's record some stuff." And then, you know, watching you the entire summer, not just like, you know, a week here and there, and like, oh, you know, it was just a little flare. No, dude, you hustled the entire summer. Tell me about that.
It was, I would say the one word to summarize is sacrifice for sure. Cause like in the beginning stage, when I told you that, I was actually working. I wouldn't say a 9 to 5, but it was a 7 to 2. I was waking up early. It was a Chipotle, man. I can't stand those restaurants. You know, it's a very,
but you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, it's man, it's a demanding job.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would be up, you know, whipping it up and all of that, you know, getting ready for the day, standing on my feet all day. After that, I'll go to the field, stay on the field for like 2.5 hours. Right after that, hit my weight room, get big, hit the abs, hit recovery. You know, I was outside from 7 to, I get home at around 8:30 every day.
Dang.
Every single day. And it was just.
How many days a week was that?
5. And then Saturday I would just train. Sunday, you know, rest day, go to church and all that. But it was stressful, tiring, you know. I just felt drained. You know, every time I like see my girlfriend or something or family, I just want to chill. I don't really want to talk too much, you know, but I had to make the sacrifice of leaving that job, you know. I wasn't making too much money, you know. I started, when it comes to tattooing, I was at a shop for a year, but I started my own thing where I do house calls only. And, you know, that's a different clientele. Everybody don't trust you to go to their homes and whatnot. So I was still building that up. So I wasn't consistent. I wasn't making too much money. I was sacrificing that, but I knew I had an end goal, and that was to make this team. And I know the other goals I got for myself, so I had to make that sacrifice. But it was tough, like 5 hours a day, every single day, when not eating healthy, staying on top of the recovery, mentally getting prepared and all that.
Did you have anybody that was coaching you through this, like a mentor saying, hey, here's what you got to do, here's your breakdown of what or was it just, were you doing the research and doing it yourself?
Research.
Really?
Yeah, I'm driven. But later on, like 2 months ago or so, I started training with my guy Marshall Taylor. Shout out to him. He played at Auburn and Miami and went to the NFL. So, I got some good work with him. He was a corner.
Oh, no.
So I got some good work with him. Besides that, I was by myself training just hard. So, yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, it's crazy to see like you go into this program now, and like if we had you on next year, like how jacked.
That's my plan, dude. I'm gonna be
I don't want to be too full now. I'm gonna get rich.
I'm telling you, man, like it's a whole different level when you go to like a collegiate like workout program and stuff like that. So I'm pretty stoked for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so like it's funny. It's gonna be funny to see the transformation of like mind, body, and soul in that. Like because like you're gonna get fed well, you're gonna get your workouts, you're gonna get all this other stuff. So your mind, the body, you're gonna get your workout or your education. The only thing that's going to be bad is that everything in college is going to try to take your soul away from you.
Yeah.
So, and that's what it's going to have to be the work, and that's the work I'm going to want to see in a year is like, man, like where you still at with God, where you still at with relationships and like all that stuff. It's like because that's the hardest thing to hold on to, man.
Yeah, for sure.
It's the easiest thing to walk away from, hardest thing to hold on to.
Yo.
Yeah, definitely. And I felt that during the process as well. Like I was so busy, I didn't have the energy to just read, man. Like I just want to go to sleep. That was all on my mind. So, yeah, man, I'm definitely that's one goal of mine is to just keep God first through everything. And then,
and that's got to be intentional.
Yeah,
like
sure.
I think the best way to be intentional is like like for however time you like I am to spend. If I spend 30 minutes on social media, I'm gonna spend 30 minutes in my word. Yeah. Or if I spend an hour in the weight room, then I'm gonna spend an hour in the word. And I think that's a good way to stay intentional with it, man. Because like I said, everything is gonna be trying to take away from you in college. They're gonna be putting back into you, but there's a lot of things that want to take from you. Yeah. And it's important to have that mental discipline as much as the physical, the game, and all that other stuff.
Yeah. So. Definitely important. I feel like I just been focused on, developing that even more because I know it's going to get, very tough. School, I haven't been to school, it's been a little minute.
Yeah.
So,
2 years?
Yeah, 2 years. Yeah. So,
well, that's so the little key here, man, I think is I think that you probably should find somebody, not your girlfriend, because she's not going to hold you accountable. But find somebody like Joey or find somebody like Pastor Blake or like somebody that's going to hold you accountable that calls you up like, hey, man, like how you doing at school? Because like when I was a student athlete in college, I didn't fare so well. Yeah. Like I never opened my books as you didn't really study too much. But I had nobody to hold me accountable. Everybody was just like, oh, dude, good job, man. You did it. And that was it. Yeah. And like you need to find yourself somebody that will hold you accountable for that. Yeah. So they can check in with you like, hey man, like every 2 weeks on a Sunday night, 7 o'clock, you get on a call with your accountability partner. Yeah. And like you have to answer the hard questions, man. It's like, hey, have you done your workouts? Are you doing are you doing your last rep just like you did your first rep? If you want to go to the NFL, like you gotta do this, man. Like are you eating right? Are you like not staying out late? Because all that stuff, like there's so many times that the world tells you, like from your age right now to like 26, you need to find yourself. No, you don't, bro. Put in the work, get rich, go find yourself at 30.
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Travel around the world and find yourself
real,
at 30 when you're rich.
For real.
And like you can just like set it off. Yeah. But I would encourage you, man, to find accountability partner because you've done this on your own. And then how much more did you get out of it when that guy came in?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, and I really,
it's like fire. It's like throwing gasoline on fire.
Yeah,
it's like throwing gasoline. And you find yourself an accountability partner that you're getting on a call with every other Sunday, and you're really giving them the honest answers. No, I'm not doing this. No, I haven't been my word. or yes, I have been in my word, and yes, I have been doing my workouts, I have been doing all this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't tell you, man, it'll pour fire on your
definitely.
dream to get to the NFL. So
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I feel like the team is gonna help me too.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna help them as well. You know, I'm looking forward to it.
it's exciting, man.
Yeah,
It's really cool, dude.
yeah,
As soon as I saw it, I started screaming. And me and Natalie were both like, "Wow!" You know, because I mean, we seen your character, who you are as a person, and you know, past couple of years, and just to see you in this place. And for me, the biggest thing is like, bro, people don't understand what the grind looks like. You know, he said it earlier. You know, they just see it when you're there, and I'm like, bro. Do you know how many hours this kid just spent, you know, hustling, doing what people don't want to do? Yeah. Because the reality is nobody wants to do it. You know, nobody wants to do what you did. Nobody wants to wake up at like 5, 6 in the morning and then go to work. Not go to work out, not go to train, not go to study film, not go to do these different things. People don't just want to go to work. And then after work, you put in the hard work.
Man, I forgot. I put the work in before work too.
There you go.
I didn't even mention that. I ran like 30 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Every morning. It was terrible, man. So tired.
I mean, also, man, I wouldn't mind getting that recipe for that rice.
That rice.
Chipotle rice.
Yeah. I mean, if you
That's
got
some
it, you
good
slide
stuff
it
right
under
there.
the table.
Yeah, man. I'll be asking for like 4 scoops.
Yeah. Fat boys over here asking you for, because I'm about to ask you for that Alpa Storm.
Yeah. That's some good stuff, though.
Bro, no, man. Like this, it's awesome to see, you know, that you did these different things to get you to where you are. Because again, it's not normal, you know, to have a mindset shift. It's you have to do different things than what the average person wants to do or what the textbook says, you know, and the only person who's going to be able to read the textbook that's in front of you is you, you know, and understand what's coming through, you know. If you don't put in that work, it's not coming.
And it's refreshing to see young people that will put in work, because there's not many that will these days.
Yeah.
Nope.
You know, everybody wants like, oh, I can just like get 55,000 views and now I get paid by YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
Everybody wants that like instant gratification. They don't want that like grind.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah. That's
For us, that's what I like. I like to see that grind. Yeah. It's sweet, man.
I be grinding for my sisters as well, man, because
Yeah.
I want to motivate them. You know, they don't, like you said, like most kids, they just want to sit around, you know, think stuff's going to just happen, pop up. Yeah. But, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got to make stuff happen, man.
Yeah. So
it's amazing, too, when you realize that you can just make anything happen. Joey and I were, so Joey, he worked for me at Patriot, and he's sitting around, man, he's like, I really love doing video. I like doing all this stuff, man. I really want to do something that, like, you know, I can give to my kids. I'm like, bet, then let's start a company. Let's start, like, another company, because, like, I've started a company, so I'm like, it's easy to start a company. Let's start a company.
And I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude,
I messed up 2 already.
Yeah. And it's good though, but like, so we started a company and I own the majority of the shares, but we're in a graduated scale of ownership. So as Joey increases in revenue, he starts taking more and more ownership to eventually where he owns the company and I'm out. Yeah. Like, you know, I'll only become like a partial owner of the company, but I don't even have the decision making anymore once he gets to a certain spot, right? But like, people just don't see that. People don't know that there's that grind in there and stuff like that. But like, it's just crazy that like that you could do that. And we're sitting in California, and we're driving in this car, and I'm like, bro, anything is possible.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, dude, you wanted to have a company. I'm like, somebody paid our flights to come over here to California. They put us in a rental car. They're paying us to shoot video for them. And this is exactly what you wanted to do 6 months ago.
Yep.
That's crazy.
I'm like, we're in California cruising down this boulevard. Freaking like, we're getting paid to do this. And just was like, oh, this is an idea of mine. And now it's true.
Yep.
You can do anything in the world, man. If you just have that grind, if you have that, if you're willing to put in that work.
That's crazy. Mindset, man. I got trusted for sure. Yeah. Trust the process.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Dang, bro. So what's it look like going into UC?
What's it look like?
What's the training going to look like?
What's training going to look like? Just giving them all. That's it. For real. You know, I'm going to be fired up. I just feel different than high school.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing, man. Like, I feel more confident. I feel more just energy, you know. I'm happy.
Yeah.
It's a lot I had to overcome, so I'm just ready.
Yeah.
get my shot back.
Yeah, did you have a year off?
I did. Football? I had a year off.
That's good, man. I think it's good because you find a maturity, man.
Yeah, I had a
guys that go into right out of high school. They're like, they're not really in that mature level. Like right now, know what it takes.
Yeah.
So it's like
100%.
Yeah.
It's not handed to you.
Yeah, at all. After high school, I went straight into entrepreneurship. Went straight to tattooing, and after doing that for a while, it's like, I just felt like I need to do something else, and it just.
This ain't it.
Yeah, so, man. I do this with everybody that I mentor. Like that's my I would 100% all these companies that we do and stuff like that. Like they all work towards a goal of like I want to be able to mentor like young men and young women. Yeah. Like I just want to be a life coach. Like I love it, dude. That's what I want to do. But I tell everybody, man, like when you go to UC, man, like what I would do is write your affirmations on your mirror. So when you wake up in the morning, you speak them of your life. Like
yeah, I already do.
I love it. Like I'll do the last rep as hard as the first rep.
Yep.
Like
that's
speak that.
I like
I
that.
don't speak power over my life. You don't speak negativity over your life. And like I just had to listen to that with my 14-year-old.
Let's go.
I'm getting my pilot's license.
Yeah.
Just like, hey man, I want to go get my pilot's license. My dad was going to do it when he was a kid. He didn't follow through. So I'm like, I'm gonna go get mine. And I have a test, and this test, man, I'm horrible at tests. And my daughter just kept telling me, she's like, nope, you're not allowed to speak anything negative about the test. You can only speak positivity. Went in there, blew it away, got an 82%. I take one more test. It's like a flying test, and then I have my pilot's license. Yeah. Just crazy. But my daughter, at 14 years old, I feel like, I feel like I helped instill it into her. But she's like, no, you can't speak negativity over your life because it's got no place. She's like, you told me words got power. So those words got power, man. Every time they leave your lips, man, like in the Bible, it says that we have the power of the life and tongue and our life and death in our tongue. So just remember that, man. When it gets hard, you're just like, dude, I made this happen. Yeah. God made this happen through me. So
yeah, I already do that, man. But I'm gonna put that quote. I like that quote.
Yeah, man.
I put it right next to my door. Every time I walk out that door, I just read it, hit it.
Nice.
And I'm gone.
You
ready to go.
Out loud?
I need to start doing that.
Yeah,
I kind of do it in my head, but
sometimes,
yeah.
Because you get life to that.
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
Give life to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't think it's weird. I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Like I do. I instead of, because when I'm doubting myself, or this just happened to me the other day, I was getting frustrated about something, and I was starting to focus on the negative and the negative. Yeah. And I'm like, Jesus, thank you for what you've given me. I was like, Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for the blessings. I'm breathing today. Like I have life. I have my family, my wife, we have our kid. I've started, just speaking this stuff over myself and not allowing the negativity to just overtake me, because it's so easy to fall into that. But when you start speaking life over it, it's, dude, literally after I prayed and then I spoke some stuff over, I was like, thank you, God. And I just was grateful. Yeah. And I'd been mulling over it for about 2 hours. I was just frustrated about something, and I just let it just roll in my head. Yeah. And then I got tired. I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. So I just spoke some life into it, and within like 5 minutes, I was like, okay, I'm done. And then I literally just moved on to the next thing. Wasn't even thinking about it. It's crazy how my perspective shifted because I spoke life into something. It's psychology call it self-fulfilling prophecies, or whatever you're doing over your life. So if you speak negativity over your life, the world calls it self-fulfilling prophecy. The Bible calls it speaking life. So if you speak life into yourself, or you speak life over yourself, you're gonna get life. If you speak death over yourself, you speak frustration, you're gonna get frustration. You're gonna get doubt. You're gonna get sickness. But if you speak that life, that's what you're gonna end up getting.
Sure. Yeah, and the other thing I'd encourage you, man, like whenever you're like tired from working out, a game didn't go so well, you're in your room, you got all this work to do, you got all this stuff. Remember, 5 years ago, you prayed for this time.
Yeah. Oh. That's what I'm doing, man.
Yeah, bro. Like you prayed to be here. Yeah. That's what I got to remind myself. Like when I'm stressed out about business, I'm like, bro, like I prayed to be here, and I'm here. Yeah. So 5 years ago, you prayed to be here.
People
blessed,
man. We pray. This is crazy you're talking, because we've talked about this before, and it's like people will pray for, man, God, I want your blessings, and God's like, dude, I'm sending you blessings. but we think the blessing is like a Happy Meal and it just gets dropped in our lap.
Yeah.
And God's like, no, you're making the blessing.
Yeah.
Like I'm working you out so you can actually be able to use the blessing. Because if I give it to you, it's going to be worthless. So I'm like, God, I have to remind myself. I'm like, God, I pray for this all the time. I'm like, God, give me wisdom and give me favor. Yeah. And then I'm like, in the middle of it, struggling, and this is for you too, because I know you've been going through some stuff recently, and it's like, did you pray over that? Because this is what you're walking through right now. You're in a moment of like dealing with patience and dealing with growing with wisdom and favor. What does that look like? Because it's not just handed to you. You have to learn how to deal with it, and you have to learn how to use it. So if you ask for patience, God's going to give you the opportunity to test your patience. If you ask for wisdom, which I think sucks right now because I'm having to learn, like wisdom is learning, those who love wisdom, love God and love knowledge. So if you want to learn wisdom, you're going to have to learn. And learning sucks sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
It sucks.
But you got to do it.
But you got to do it. And I don't know what favor looks like because I pray for favor too. So what does favor look like? How do I get to there? And what does that look like in God's perspective? Is that just being handed something, or is that allowing yourself to be molded into this position?
I think favor is like when you touch something, it multiplies. Boom. Yeah. That's what I think favor is.
There you go.
Like whenever you touch like this Cincinnati team.
Yeah.
Whenever you are blessed to be on the Cincinnati team, like there's favor on your life.
Yeah.
You keep touching the man because I'm like, give me some.
And whatever you touch multiplies. I think that's favor.
Yeah. That's what's up.
And you just got to be thankful for that.
Yeah, thankful, man, for sure.
So what is like? So when you start school and you have like you're gonna have a pretty sweet setup. Yeah. They're gonna give you a food program. Like they're gonna give you like tutors and all this other stuff. Yeah. Like all that stuff that makes you guys look like rock stars. But what does entrepreneurship look like for you while you're in college?
While I'm in college, just network with the people that are just around me. You know, I'm still doing tattoos. I might not
see that blow up in college.
Yeah,
in the dorm like,
yeah, I might not be able to do all the big old sessions and big old pieces, but I could do like some small pieces here and there. Yeah. Just network with the clothing brand. Get that message out, that positive message out, and just get people to buy into what I got going on. Yeah. And then with finance, when I start finance, just learn more about that.
Yeah.
What you should do, since you talked about it earlier, you should start a YouTube channel.
Man, I need to.
But take everybody on this journey with you.
Yeah, for
100%.
Sure. For sure.
There's a guy on YouTube right now. He just does it, he does it raw and real. He just records it and then uploads it.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that multiple times, man.
And I'm like, bro, it could work.
It could work.
Yeah. Because there's people that want to see your journey.
Yeah,
100%. Sure.
Because they're on the fence about theirs. They're like, can I do that? And then they watch yours. They're like, yeah, bro, I can do that. I watched the selling the Vagabond. Well, shout out to them. They sell around the world.
Whoa,
that's all they do for the last last 12 years. They've been selling around the world. They just bought a brand new like multi-million-dollar boat that freaking people bought for them, so that they can watch them sell around the world.
That's cool.
I watch them. I don't ever pay them. I don't the money. But like, man, I watch them because like I'm like, man, one day I just want to get on a sailboat and like sail across the Atlantic Sea.
Yeah, that's cool.
Ocean, sea.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
GPA wasn't that high.
Nope, I could tell.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna continue that entrepreneurship, man. Because at the end of the day, football is not forever. So
there we go.
Gotta be smart.
Yeah, man.
Who's up? My bad.
Oh, you're good. I was just talking about, I think that if you record that journey, man, people will watch it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I was the one watching, walk-on stories and whatnot, and it just happened.
Here we are. Here we are.
So, like,
that's going to be a title, walk-on story.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely get into that soon, for sure. That'd be dope. That's something I want to do, just inspire people.
Yeah. So, that's why.
Yeah, because, that's what God gave you the testimony for.
Yeah,
that's it.
For sure.
It's power in that testimony, dude.
Yeah.
And there's somebody that's sitting out there right now that needs to hear that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yo, it takes a hustle and a grind. God gives you the tools, the opportunity. He's just waiting for you to pick up the tool. He's just waiting for you to pick up the hammer, start making a house.
Yeah, definitely.
Who is your favorite athlete that you're like, that inspires you? That's like, yo, you're the reason I do what I do.
Kobe.
I was gonna say it.
I wore number 24 senior year. All that, man.
I knew it.
He's a dog, man.
Yeah.
I don't even got to say too much about him.
Bro,
Like,
he's one of the people I watch his videos, like, or videos of him, you know, rest in peace, of things that he would say, like about other athletes, other professional athletes, and how he would just sit there and grind. He would be at practice before they got there and stay at practice after they left while they're just, you know, tired. Yeah. I'm like, bro. And that's just like, I knew it.
Crazy.
I knew it was the type of hustle.
Yeah, Kobe, for sure, man.
Yeah, he's a beast, man.
Don't give up on that, dude.
Oh, yeah, never. Mamba mentality, man. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Mamba mentality. Yo. I'm questioned out.
Questioned out.
Yeah. So I am too, man.
Honestly.
Yeah.
This has been fun.
We're gonna continue this next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like right before football season starts again.
Yeah, when things pop off.
Yeah.
Bro.
Or you know, like when you come back from Christmas break, when you're in
Yeah.
Cincinnati, you can come up anytime.
Yeah, anytime, man. I want to thank y'all. Though,
Absolutely, dude. Thanks for joining us today. It was cool to hear your story, you know, growing up, and then I didn't know you boxed that much, so never
I was a dog.
Yeah.
I was a dog. I was like one of the best in the nation, for sure. I hated that sport, but besides football, I could definitely go pro on that, for sure.
For real?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I fought professionally for a long time.
Really?
Yeah.
Boxing is different.
I didn't box professionally. I fought MMA, but like,
that's even worse.
yeah. Boxing was a big like portion of it.
Yeah,
I actually trained with a guy named Rocky Phillips. He trained with he sparred with Tyson a couple times, and dude, this guy he told me, he said the only thing God blessed me with was concrete hands, and he used to hit me, dude. Bro, it felt like the right hand of God.
No, thank you. I'm good.
Yep. So yeah, man, it was a light switch.
Yeah.
I've never been knocked out ever. But
I may have. I don't remember.
You don't remember?
But dude, it's been fun. Thanks for doing this. I appreciate it, and I loved hearing your perspective and your story. And I hope this inspires somebody else to know that they can do something like this. Like, it is possible to walk on to a team, walk onto a sports team and
do anything.
You really can, but it just takes that grind. It takes a different mentality for you to do that. It's not going to be by doing the status quo. It's not going to be by doing what everybody else is doing. You got to do it differently. And there's something powerful about hustling in silence. So, yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Absolutely. All right. Later.
All right.